Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for our second official lesson, which is 1.2 Graphs and Lines. So as you can see, we kind of have a big section here, 30 questions. Let's get into it. All right, so as I said, I'm going to go right into the textbook, just look for some sort of basic things that we need, look for our definitions, look for our theorems, look for the main concepts from this lesson. So graphs and lines, Cartesian coordinate plane, graphs of ax plus by is equal to c, the slope of a line, equations of a line with special forms, and then applications. So hopefully this is nothing new to a lot of you guys. Basic pre-calculus, we have our Cartesian plane right here, the y-axis, the x-axis, and so forth. We have a x comma y, so those are our coordinates and so forth. So a lot of recalling the x-coordinate, vertical axis, coordinate axis, the x-axis, the quadrants, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Giving when you get points, you get an ordered pair, they form a coordinate, coordinate of p, y-coordinate, x-coordinate, the origin, so forth. All right, so definition of a linear equation, two variables. A linear equation in two variables is an equation that can be written in the standard form. Ax plus by is equal to c, where a, b, and c are constants, where a and b cannot be both 0. X and y are variables, and so forth. Next page. A solution to the equation in two variables is an ordered pair that satisfies the equation. Guys, basically, if you plug in two numbers, the equation becomes true. So that's how you'll know it's a solution. So here's the theorem. If the graph of the equation of the form ax is a line, and any line in a Cartesian system is the graph of the equation of this form. So the solution to ax plus by is equal to c is a linear line. All right, so this is just an example. If you have no y, and it's just x equals, you'll have a horizontal line. I'm sorry, y equals is a horizontal line, x equals is a vertical line. Okay, y-intercept, x-intercept, basic. Use the intercept to graph a line. So when we first graph a line, you're going to start with the y-intercept. So first thing you're going to want to do is take this equation, basically just plug it in and figure out what it is, and y equals mx plus b. That is the easiest way to graph a line, which I'm guessing they're going to come up with. So what they're doing here, using the intercepts, is they're making x equal to 0, and then they're going to make y equal to 0 to find the 2 points that the coordinates hit. So pretty much if you plug in 0 as x, that just means negative 4y equals 12, so y would be negative 3, which is why they got that. Same thing for y. If you plug in 0, then 3 times what gives you 12? 4. And then you can plot those 2 points. Once those 2 points are plotted, you have a line, because the definition of a line is 2 points, anything that goes through 2 points. All right, let's keep going. Using trace and calculator. I like Desmos. I'm not going to use a TI-84 or something that you guys used in high school. No. All right, horizontal lines is y equals, vertical lines, x equals. Graphing it. Now, slope. The slope is the rate of change. So we know slope as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is just the vertical change, which is the rise, over the horizontal range, which is the run. And again, our slope is m, which is where the equation y equals mx plus b. So basically how much it goes is your x and your run. How high it goes is your y. So here's a few definitions. This is a positive slope because we always read graphs from left to right. So as I follow this graph from the left of the page to the right, it's going up. This is a positive slope. Here, as it goes from left to right, this is a negative slope. Here we have from left to right, it doesn't change, which means the slope is 0. This is a horizontal line. And here is our vertical line, which this has no slope. So pretty much you can't, this is undefined. The way that I like to think about it is if I was going up this hill from left to right, this would be work, so it would be a positive slope. Here, if I was a negative slope, it'd be going down, so it really wouldn't be so much work. You kind of be just like cruising down the hill. Here, if it's flat, it's 0 amount of work. You're just walking. And then, can you climb or walk along a wall? No, so it's undefined. All right. This is just figuring out what the slopes are. Finding the slope, picking 2 points, plug it into y2. So here's my point. What is that? 4, 4, and what is that? Negative 3. Negative 2? Yeah. Or 3, 4? All right. They basically just plug it in to the equation. Match pair, going through slope, nothing special here. Slope intercept form. Here we go. The equation y equals mx plus b, ladies and gentlemen, is the most common way that we graph. So how do we, this is called slope intercept form. The reason it's called the slope, m, and b is your intercept, the y-intercept. So it's really easy to graph because here, if I have a line y equals negative 2/3 x minus 3, well, my slope is negative 2/3, my y-intercept is negative 3, and then you just apply it. So we're going to get to some questions, go through that. Point slope formula, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Now, if you notice, like here, you have your m out front, so then your point would be the opposites of your x1 and x2, which I would only use this if they're looking for the equation. Otherwise, I might want to put it into y equals mx plus b. It's just so much easier, more friendly, depending on what they're asking for. So using point slope formula, yeah, no problem. Oh, so here's a like this is, I think I would want this in blue. This is just what you really want to have. Standard form is that slope, point slope, horizontal line, vertical line, and these kind of things. We have our cost equation, and we have supply demand. No problem there. They're just working that. Price, cool. Bunch of stuff we're going to try to figure out. I'm not too worried about that. Just trying to figure out when they're equal, and then a bunch of problems. All right, done with the textbook. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through this as straightforward as I can. Here, the graph, positive. Left to right, positive. Here, the graph is going to be 0, not fun. Here, I'm going to graph this, so I have a slope of 4 and a y-intercept of negative 9. So when I go to graph, we start with this line tool. We go down to negative 9. Oh my, there it is. I'm looking kind of right here. As I plot this, I have a mouse. I highly suggest you do this with a mouse. It's going to be really hard. And then a slope of 4. So I need to go up 4 and to the right 1. So from negative 9, if I add 4, that would be negative 5 and right 1. Boom. And that is what, I don't even know how to make that, like zoom in. There's no option for that. Just really look at those tools. Deleter, okay. Save, and then check. Yes. The button has no effect during preview mode. Check answer. Oh, okay. So here, this one's not as straightforward. There are two ways you can go about this. You could either use the, oh, wait a minute, I can blow it up here. No, that's all it goes. So I could put this into standard form. This is standard form. I could put it in slope intercept form, or we can find the intercepts. So here, if x is 0, that means y is 2. So if I go to 0, 2, I'm going to plot that first point. Then if y is 0, x is 3. And then I go to 3, 0. Save, check, done. Here, same exact thing. What is the slope? So this question is just asking to identify. So it's 6. What's the y-intercept? Type as an integer, so that's just negative 3. Cool. Basically the same exact thing. It's a fraction. Basically the same exact thing. Find the slope and y-intercept. Again, what I would do here is I would add the y minus 72. So the slope of my line is 8. And then the x-intercept, which means y is 0, would be 72 divided by 8 is 9. Now writing an equation. So here it would just be very simply negative 3x plus 2. Using the slope, that gets attached to x, y-intercept right there. Cool. All right, find the equation of a line with a y-intercept and a slope. So pretty much the same exact thing. Use the graph to find the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope. So as I blow this up, my x-intercept, I just got to count 5, 6, 7, 8. That looks like, oh, x-intercept. Sorry, I went the wrong way. Negative 1, 2. What do they want? They're going to want it as just a number. So let's try negative 2. Not negative 23, negative 2. Delete. Cool. The y-intercept, I think I said was 8, negative 8. And then my slope would be my rise over my run, which would be negative 4. Now I hope I didn't confuse anyone, because what I did was I did do this up as y2 minus y1, so it would be negative 8 minus 0 over 0 minus negative 2, which is why I got a negative, in case you guys were looking at that and you're like, why was it positive? Or you could look at the graph and see this is a negative slope. Your answer should be negative, despite what you get numerically. Write the equation, that's easy. What's the x-intercept? Blow it up, look at it. That's probably 5, 4, 3. I'm not going to do that. The y-intercept, same exact thing. Slope, same exact thing. Write the equation, good. Here, graph it. So I'm going to start with my y-intercept of negative 2. And then I'm going to go up, down 2, because it's a negative. So I'm going to go down 2 and then to the right 5. And I'm at negative 5, negative 4. Down 2 to the right 5. Save. Check. Awesome. Put this in the standard equation, then graph it. That's pretty straightforward. Find the slope of the equation. I mean, here it would just be, if I added y plus 2, that would be 9. Cool. Simple. Find the slope, so then this would just be negative 9 over 4. Again, as you guys put it into the equation, manipulate the equation, you'll see the answers. Alright, so use the equation to graph. Given that a bx is 12, graph each of the following 3 cases in the simple. Alright, so you have to graph these 3 lines just by plugging that in. It's just more graphing. That's totally fine. I see no issues there. Graph y equals boom in a rectangular coordinate plane and find the answer. So let's take a look at this one. Here I have a positive slope, I mean it's a fraction, and here I have a negative y-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate the answer. This is a positive, this is a negative, that's good, that one's negative, that's good, and this one's a positive. So I can tell you right now the answer is not A or D. Now if I have a positive slope between B and C, B has a positive slope, done. What's the x-intercept? To find the x-intercept, make y equal to 0. 4.9 divided by 1.7. I don't know what that is. 4.9 divided by 1.7. 4.9 divided by 1.7 is 2.88. How many decimals? 1 decimal place. So 2 equals 2.8. So probably 2.9, rounding properly. There you go. Cool. What's the y-intercept? Make this equal to 0, negative 4.9. Cool. Moving on. Write the equation of the vertical and horizontal lines going through the point. What's the vertical line? Remember, if it's vertical, it's x equals 3. And then for my next one, y equals negative 8. Write the equation of the same exact thing here. It's decimals. Write the slope-intercept form of the equation. So here it's pretty simple. Oh, they did not. So this is not, the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. So the equation of this line, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line with the indicated, well, I know it's going to be y equals 8x plus b. Now, if I were to plug in 0 for y and 8, 8 times 8 is 64. So that means 64 plus what is equal to 0, which means it's negative 64. And, oops, 9m. 9 times 8 is 72. This is going to be 72. There we go. Okay. Write the equation of a line going through this. Make sure your final answer is in this. So now for this one, this is where it may just get a little bit easier, because if I were to write the equation y minus negative 1 equals, my slope goes out front, so I'm using point slope formula, and then x minus 2, what the equation will say is, although your answer is equal to the correct answer, it's not the correct form. So this is just showing you that the computer actually recognizes that this is point slope, but they specifically asked for slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up so that we can all visualize what happened here. And then this becomes a negative 5x, and then that becomes plus 10. Now if I just minus 1 from both sides, that becomes plus 9. And then I can pretty much just clean this all up and hit enter. Cool. It's quite difficult, guys, for it to show work, so I'm just follow along with me. And again, if you ever have any questions, you can always look down at this view and example, and it will tell you exactly what you're looking for. Oh, here, write the equation of a line. Here's my slope. That's my thumb. Exactly what I did. I plugged it into that equation, substituted everything in. Once I had that distributed combined like sign, both sides, boom, and you figure out what the equation is. It is honestly the most straightforward when your point that they give you is not one of the intercepts, the y-intercept or the x-intercept. All right. Find the slope of the. Okay, so here you have to do y2 minus y1, which would be -9 minus -6. So that gives me a -3, and then x2, 1, that becomes 2. So I think that's -3/2. Yep. Standard form of the equation. Boom. Standard form is ax plus by is, no, standard form. Let me give you an example. What would be the most direct way to go about this? When finding the equation, standard form is y1 minus, okay. Put into point slope. I got you. And then do what? And then distribute to the right, distribute to the left. Get the variables on one side, get the numbers on the other. Got it. See, sometimes you just need to view an example just to kind of put you in the right way. Now, understand the view an example is here for the homeworks. It will not be there for the quizzes. Now, as you guys saw, that was pretty straightforward. And then find the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. I don't feel like doing the work right now for that one. We're all good. Okay, and now here we are given 2 points. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to need to find the slope. Now, because these both have the same x value, I know that this is a horizontal line where x equals 4. I'm sorry, a vertical line. I apologize. Oh, so yeah. It's a vertical line, which means that I just did the equation that the slope is undefined. So then this one now is going to be x equals 4. The equation of line in slope-intercept form is still, I don't think you could put it in slope-intercept form because it'd be y equals, yep. Cool, 26. Find the slope of the line passed through the given points, find the standard form of the equation of the line, and then find the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. All pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go show completed. Here the slope is 0 because both y's have the same value, which means it is a horizontal line, which means y is equal to 5. Y equals 5. Boom. Moving on. So here we're to show completed. 27. All right, a car rental agency charges $200 per week plus that per rental. Write an equation that expresses the weekly cost to rent a car. So this equation would be $200 plus 0.2 per mile, which would be number of miles, x. And now if it was 300, that would be 100 divided by 0.2. 100 divided by 0.2 is 500 miles. Cool. A manager of a restaurant found that the cost to produce 100 cups of coffee is $58. While the cost to produce 320 cups is that. Assume the relationship between the costs to produce the coffee. Write a linear equation. So I now have 100 cups cost this, 350 cups cost that. I have an x and y, x and y. I need to find the slope. So this is going to be just a little bit. I'm going to go to Desmos. And I don't know why it keeps taking me to this one. I don't want this one. But it's fine. I'll put that there. Bring this here. And we can go to our equation, which is the fraction y2, 183 minus 58 divided by 350 minus 100, and I get 0.5. So that's my slope. So write a linear equation that represents, so y is equal to 0.5x which means that every cup costs me 50 cents to make. So if 100 cups, that would be $50, which means my startup cost was $8. So plus 8. Total number of cups produced at for a cost of boom. So now if I'm trying to figure out how many, if I made $260, how many cups did I sell? Well, that would be 260 is equal to 0.5x plus 8. And then if I do that, I should get an answer. X equals 504. So what's 268, 252 divided by 0.5 is 504. Total number of cups produced for a cost of 263. Oh, my goodness. 263. 510. Cool. A farmer buys a new tractor for $149,000 and assumes it will have a trade-in value of $92 after 10 years. The farmer uses a constant rate of depreciation to find the value. So we're going to find that. We're going to do 100. I'm going to create a fraction. It's going to be 149,123 minus 92,123 over 0, because that's the initial, minus 10, which gives us that it is depreciating $5,700 a year. So find the linear model. That is going to be negative 5700x plus t plus 149000. So they told us that they wanted t for our variable, and that's why I put t there. What is the depreciated value of the tractor after 6 years? So I'm just going to do negative 5700 times 6 plus 149000. So 6 years, it's going to be 114,800. When will the depreciated value fall below 40,000? So we go to 40,000, 70,000. 123 minus the 149,123 gives me that. So then that's going to be negative 79,123 divided by negative 5700. That's how much I lose each year. So it's going to be during the 13th year. Round up. Delete 14th year. Cool. So what does this graph look like? Well, this graph should have a negative slope. So right off the bat, is there only A, B, C? I mean, it's either A or C, right? And then now that I'm looking at these two, which one of them had, at 10 years, it doesn't go down to 0, so it's got to be C. All right. And then just the last question, number 30. Okay. Let me close out of this. At a price of $2.27 per bushel, the supply of a certain grain is 7,100 million bushels, and the demand is 700 million bushels. At a price of $2.38 per bushel, the supply is boom and demand is boom. Find price-supply equation of the form where P is the price in dollars and X is the supply in millions of bushels. So I have a price, and so this is, okay, let's figure this out. The price supply slope, get more help. Let me view an example. Let me just see where this is taking this. So we have, since the supply is 241 at 73 million bushels, there's our point. I got that, but the 7600 confused me. Using the supply price at 254, 777, and 254, I got that. You can find the slope. Once you have the slope, you plug it into the equation. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, it's just a lot of decimals, but totally. The price demand equation is found in a similar manner. Find the price supply, price demand. Oh, okay, I got it. And then in 241 we would use for the 700 and for the 77 million, because now we're looking for the supply. No, I'm sorry, the demand. I gotcha. See, just need some guidance, right? So for the first equation, it's going to be the price supply. So was price first? Oh, I forgot which one they gave my x and which one they gave my y. Let's see. The price is y. Copy. So let's do this. So we have, what is that? 717100. No, we got to do price is y. So that's 2.27 minus 2.38. I didn't do division first. I got all of this divided by my 7100 minus 7500. So then that's my, and then it's going to be y minus 2.27 equals that number, 0.123275 parentheses x minus 7100, because I'm using the point. I'm going to add 2.27. So let's do plus 2.27. And then let's multiply this. What is this? Copy that times 7100 gives me 1.9525. And then now what I can do is I can just get rid of this parentheses. And if I hit, I wonder. What is this? What's this? This is going to be a positive plus 0.3175. How off am I? Oh my goodness. Trust me when I say that I understand your frustrations, because I wrote the y equals. Everything was there. Dang. Okay. Don't make that mistake. So now that I did that, it literally is the same exact thing, but now I'm going to be switching the outputs of this, and I'm going to get an answer. So let's change this 7. Now this became 7700, and this became 76. This is my new slope. So let's just delete all of this, and let's go. My new slope is negative 0.0011 parentheses x minus 7700 parentheses plus 2.27. And then now I need to just know what this answer is. What is 0.0011 times 7700? That gives me a positive 8.47. 8.47, and now I should be able to delete this x. That's gone, and now what is 8.47 10.47 plus 2.27. 10.74. So it should be equal to negative 0.0011 x plus 10.74. Excellent. Now find the equilibrium point. This is the beauty of Desmos. Is I already have one equation in there. So this is the bottom. Now I just need to type in the top equation, which is P equals 0.000275x plus 0.3175. And if I zoom out and change this from P to equal to Y, I'm never gonna figure 7,000. So it's gonna. Oh, I have no idea when these two. Okay. So I have to subtract. Let me just change this to be plus 10.74. So the first thing I need to do is these are going to be equal to each other. So let's see if I just control X that and put that right there. Do I get a line with X equals? Yes, I do. Use your resources, guys. 7580. 7580. Oh, what's the equilibrium point? So that's how many units I need to sell. Okay, but what is that point? That's my X. So I could plug it into there and find the price, right? So if I were just to plug it into here, and then instead of X, put 7580 at a, so that would be comma 2.40 parentheses. That's how many units I would sell at that price. Yeah. What does this graph look like? 2.4 should be a little under halfway. I'm gonna go just on that one. I'm a G. And that is the homework assignment. So now if I hit save, yeah, it has no effect on. You guys can see that was the 30 questions, and I've been working on this for 33 minutes, and that was me going over the textbook. So I've done about a little more than half of them. I've gotten 18 out of 30. So you're looking at this assignment should take you a little over an hour. Good luck.